you go. That's it. That's it. Well done.
Mariah Benoit has just finished getting her first dose of the Moderna vaccine.
No, feels okay. Yeah, didn't even feel it.
The deputy chief of Carcross Tagish First Nation is one of over 400 people at this clinic to get vaccinated.
Been waiting for a long time. We've all been waiting.
Turnout at this 2-day mobile vaccination clinic in Carcross has kept staff busy. Today is day 2, and almost 75% of the community has come here to get vaccinated.
I'm in here yesterday. We had a meeting with the minister, and so we were quite impressed to see all the people here all lined up right out the door.
Mobile vaccination clinics like this one are why the Yukon will be one of the first places in Canada to fully vaccinate most of its population. That's because the federal government is making sure small northern communities like Carcross are first in line for vaccines.
Right now, we know that those that are most vulnerable, those that are in northern communities, perhaps several hundred kilometers away from the closest reliable healthcare center, must be prioritized because if something goes wrong there, it goes really, really wrong really quickly.
It's paying off. All 3 territories say they're on track to have at least 75% of their adult populations vaccinated by April, compared to September for the rest of the country. In the Yukon, close to 10,000 people have been vaccinated, about 1/3 of the adult population.
It's worth it, yes.
Like Carcross Tagish elder Charlie James, who received his first Moderna dose yesterday.
Well, I think it's very important that we not only think about ourselves, but our grandchildren and those who we interact with.
He says there's other reasons too, like potlatches and gatherings, which haven't happened in Carcross in several months.
We had quite a few deaths in the community, and we're not able to put our loved ones away the way we want to.
Okay, I took the vaccine yesterday. I have a little bit of a sore arm, a little bit of a headache, but other than that, I'm fine.
Chief Linda Dixon also received her shot yesterday, though she admits she was hesitant at first because of how quickly the Moderna vaccine was approved.
But in order to move forward with getting our lives back to a semi-normal, we have to do something.
The Yukon has 2 mobile vaccine clinic teams, Team Togo and Team Balto. Both teams are staffed with nurses and a logistics crew who travel together between rural Yukon communities, administering the vaccine typically in a 2-day clinic.
This is brand new territory for all of us.
Peter Wright is in charge of Team Balto's logistics, like coordinating travel, equipment setup, and cleaning. He says community support has been overwhelming.
My team that gets to interact with a lot of the public, they've had nothing but positive comments and feedback. It's been really incredible.
In Hanks Junction, locals light 140 candles welcoming Team Togo. As the bus arrives carrying the vaccine crew, they're greeted by many members of the small Yukon community. Overnight, crews turned the Daku Cultural Center into a vaccine clinic. Almost 400 people from Hanks Junction came out to today's clinic, like Steve Smith, chief of Champagne and Asiac First Nations.
Well, it's good. I think it's going to help. It's going to help all the small businesses, going to help families. Yukon in general has been quite good.
Deputy Mayor Angie Charlebois says Hanks Junction is vulnerable because of its proximity to Alaska.
I mean, we're on the Alaska Highway where there's a lot of traffic that comes through our community to go to Alaska.
As a way to encourage vaccinations, the First Nations have offered free transportation to citizens in need and vaccine support for those living in Whitehorse.
That we marshaled all of the resources that we have as a government. So all of our vehicles, we have, as you can see, you got a number of staff here all doing various things so that we could ensure that that goal of 100% of every Champagne-Ajac citizen to be vaccinated will get vaccinated.
Despite an expected delayed shipment this month, the territory is still on track to receive its full allotment of doses by March 31st. With herd immunity a possibility in the territory and no new cases in 3 weeks, Chief Smith says vaccinations have never been more important.
It's about keeping our community safe. You know, we hope that they make the decision to get the vaccine.
Sarah Connors, APTN National News, Carcross and Haines Junction.